this is the second round of the CSI, the Italian Team Championship of Chess. And me and my teams are in the C series, and our goal is not to take the seed, because every other team is way stronger than us. The day before, we lost, and my team and I, especially I, are trying to get some redemption, because the day before I lost a game that I really should have won, and I'm pretty pissed off. So the good thing about me is that when I'm pissed off, I usually play better, and in this game I played with 90% of accuracy, which is, great, I will say. And yeah, let's start with the game. So as you can see, my opponent is rated around 1530, which is the lowest rated opponent I faced in this tournament, which say a lot about this tournament. We knew it was hard, but this was really hard. So as usually, I played e4. Now again, I have zero preparation because, as I said, there wasn't time to prepare. And he plays the Sicilian. Now, when they play the Sicilian, I always play the close Sicilian because I think is a really great line. But there are lines that are really complicated for white, and I should really start to study them, and I will do that. So my opponent played g6, and computer is suggesting d4, but you can also play f4. This is theory, so I mean I get it. Computer doesn't like it, but it's actually theory, and it's not so easy for black to play. I mean, there is a really annoying line there. So he played g6, and now I played knight f3, which is theory, and here he played knight c6. Now, this is the line I was talking about. It's a difficult line with white, because the point is that I want to play this bishop, this light square bishop for this knight, but my opponent can do this way. I want to play it this way because my opponent takes with the b pawn or with the d pawn, and he gets double pawn, and I can work on his threat. But if he plays like this, now the bishop is under attack. Well, if I take this knight, doesn't really do a lot. So the best move here is actually to retreat. But then you get attacked. And I mean, this is better for black, I'm gonna say, because I'm overextended. I mean, I extended and gained space where I shouldn't really have done that, because I want to castle that, and the dark square diagonal is really weak. Also, my opponent gained space on the queen side, and he actually want to do that on the queen side. So black is better in this line, and I have to study this. White has a lot of chances, but you have to know some stuff there. But my opponent didn't play this move. My opponent here played this move, which is wrong, because now I can actually do that. But I mean, there is even more. Now my position is great. Like now I took, and yeah, you can take this way, but probably also this way. If you take it with the d pawn, you are never going to push something on the center, and I'm going to control the center so bad. Yeah, this was the best move, in fact. So you kinda have to play this. I mean, my opponent is good, so he played this move because in the future you want to play this move, d4, so he can play on descent. Now, I didn't play e5 because if I play e5, he can attack my center, but I'm also giving the control of these two squares, which is not good. I can do this later when he move the d pawn, but no now. Now is pointless. Now I can castle or play big D. Both moves are fine. Now I castle, and so computer says I'm losing a bit of advantage. I mean, it's not that I'm losing too much advantage, but yeah, there is this move, and with big D I'm preventing that. What this move does is that I want to play big D, or I want to play deep D, so it can actually trade this bad pawn, this double pawn for one of my pawns, which is a really good idea. So yeah, I should have played big D, but it's not the end of the world. My opponent didn't saw that. And in this game, you're going to see that my opponent didn't really know the plan of this variation. And knowing theory, I mean, strong player will say that theory is not important. At least at my level, I'm going to say that is really important. Knowing theory is not important if not knowing theory is not important if you are a genius, but if you are a normal person, I can fucking speak. But if you are a normal person, yeah, theory is going to help you and is going to make you win games, honestly. I'm gonna lie. Not also the theory, I mean, as you can see, I'm already out of theory because I should play big D, but if you know the plan of the position, it's great. If you don't know the plan of the position, as you clearly see, as you clearly saw, because you should have played knight on d4 early on, and he didn't, you're going to be in trouble if we are playing classical. Obviously, if you are playing rapid and blitz, yeah, theory doesn't really count that much, but in classical, yeah, it counts a lot. So I play this move, is logical. I don't want to play d4 because I'm not losing a pawn, but I don't want to trade this pawn for this pawn because in this line, this pawn is a weakness and I want to attack it. I don't want to trade it. So the D is logical. I could also have played big D. Now e-castle, and computer is suggesting to play this move now. Which, if I remember correctly, I didn't play this move because I was going to give my opponent important square. Right, these don't really scare me too much because I can also play g4. Looks like a stupid move, but okay, maybe it's not the best now, but yeah, it's playable. And I was thinking that this move was annoying, but I can actually go there, which is a thing I missed. So yeah, this move was the best because if you play, let's say I go there, if you play this or right, this is really weak. So this really doesn't bother me too much. But what if you play this? Yeah, if you play this, I can just take actually. And if he takes, yeah, or the computer is saying this stuff. But also, if you play this, or if he takes with the queen, this pawn is going to be really weak. So yeah, this was a really good move. What I played is queen e1, which is actually an idea in this position, but because my opponent played some bad moves, I also had this move this time, which usually you don't always have, and you usually play queen e1 in this position, and I liked it because, you know, I have the idea of playing this in the future. If he play this is not a problem for me. Like let's say he play this, I just play this and I up because this is weak. Yeah, you can do this, but I mean now I'm much better. This plus 2.5. So I still have this idea, and my queen can also go there, and I can start to attack the king. So my opponent is in a lot of trouble. In fact, we are already on +2 advantage. Now, what happened? Sorry. He played this for a simple reason, because if he play this, is positionally, wouldn't say lost, but close to that. So yeah, he played this move, and I mean I could also play this, honestly. This makes sense, because if he takes, you know, same problem. I didn't do that. I played b3, which is logical. No, I'm not blundering a knight, don't worry. Yeah, I'm weakening this diagonal, but it's not a problem. This move is also a plan of this opening. So, you know, I say that theory is important because if you don't know that this is a plan, are you really going to play this, weakening this diagonal? I don't think so. I don't honestly think so. So yeah, he played this move, which is inaccurate because I have moves like this, and is in a lot of double now because this was defended by the queen. Now it's not, and you know, this is quite a slow move. You should have played, alright, this. No, yeah, you should have played this. This makes sense. Or play a5 maybe. What about a5? Yeah, he thinks. I mean, is not, is better than what he did, obviously. So now I still didn't play this. Yeah, this is a mistake because I should play this. I'm bad. So I played this move because now I'm reinforcing this diagonal, and I don't. Why didn't I play bishop there? Why? What about bishop there? What did I saw? Bishop there makes more sense. I don't honestly know. And yeah, he played a5, which is, I mean, you clearly are not in the condition to play a5. You should try to develop piece or break in the center, because I'm going to destroy you. This is a move that also does nothing, because you want to play this. The fact is that, like, let's say I play this. If you play this, alright, I can take it with the knight because I lose the rook and I still winning, is still +2. But what if I take with the pawn? I mean, he has this, rook take, and what? The king looks really weak and he loses, so yeah. So I didn't obviously play the HGP, that doesn't make sense. So I moved the rook for a simple reason, because I want to move the knight. So now if he plays this, he loses a full pawn. So I'm just unpinning the rook. And I'm putting the queen on the d file, because maybe in the future I'm going to put pressure on the queen and I can play moves like before. So now I think I finally played e5. Alright. It took me 300 moves, but I finally played e5, which was the best move for most of the game. Yeah. Why is b5 so good? First of all, if you take, I take with the knight, or I take with the pawn. Maybe the pawn is better. Yeah, because I'm opening this file. And there is another advantage. This pawn controls this square and this square. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to play knight there, and it targets this pawn, but not also that. I can go on f6 or d6, and this knight is the most powerful piece I have. This is a beautiful knight, and my opponent is positionally lost. Is +6. So, can he take? No, he can't take. What if he pushes? Well, if he pushes, I thought that I could play knight on a4, because knight on a4, because this pawn is now weak and he can't push it because I can take it. So I have a big advantage. In fact, I'm +3 now. So, and I thought about this move, like let's say my opponent played this, but what if I play this now? This pawn is really weak, and if you push it, I mean I'm going to win the pawn. And yeah, so my opponent is in a lot of trouble, and he played this move, which I actually thought that this was better, because at least gave him more chance. Why? Why I thought that? Because I saw this, probably, and I thought he had more chance. But I mean, yeah, now that I'm seeing this, probably not. This is the reasonable now. Yeah, he could have sacked the pawn, which makes sense, because if you try to defend this, you're going to get destroyed in 2 seconds, obviously. Because I'm making a lot of pressure on the a5 pawn, which in fact you shouldn't have played this move, it's just one more weakness. And if you play this right, he's going to lose a pawn. I had much better move. Yeah. And now I can play this. But he has white moves now, like these. Yeah. Computer moves, you know. No, I mean, it's not a computer move. You want to play this. Yeah. And he at least have compensation, but yeah, he made a big mistake, honestly. I wouldn't have defended this pawn. You're going to lose really, really, really fast after this move is +5. So what I did, so computer is saying to play bishop c1, which is actually a planning position like this, because this is weak and you want to play this and this. And I saw that and I wanted to play that, but you know, there is a problem. I mean, I'm not a computer, so yeah, this is obviously the best move, but I thought that playing king h1 was better for a simple reason, because if I play this, he moves the pawn with check, and I mean it's +5 because his position suck. I have this big outpost and he's positionally lost, but I saw that he at least could play this, and now he's trading his bad pawn for one of mine. So I played king on h1, which is imprecise, but it made a lot of sense, in my opinion. Now he played this, and now I think I saw a line from this, and we actually ended up playing the full line, and I actually calculated it well. I played bishop on c1 because my plan is obviously to go there, and looks like he don't really want to play this. Now, yeah, if you play this, you are really in a lot of trouble. This square becomes really strong for me. So, I saw that he has this move, and after that, I saw that if I take this pawn, this knight, he has to take with the pawn. So you might say, but why are you doing this? You are just helping your opponent. You just wanted to put all the pressure on this pawn, but now you're just going to make your opponent liquidate it. Yeah, but there is a problem. If he takes, I'm going to play still bishop on a3. And now, the computer is suggesting this, but I can just take, so didn't really talk about that. If you move the rook, which I still saw this, you have another problem, a big problem. Now, he should have played rook there for a simple reason, because now I can play it bishop there, attacking the queen, and what this bishop does is that now allows me to put the knight on b6. So the queen moves somewhere, I mean, you have to move the queen, and now I can just win equality. So if he instead would have played a move like this, I still would, still would have had this, followed by this move. The queen has to move somewhere, so let's say, what if he goes there? If he goes there, he's going to lose a pawn, and then I can put the knight there, which is really good. Now computer is saying queen f7, but it's a bit too advanced for me. And if he plays a move like queen on d7, which is the best move, well, I just have a fork, so that does not really make a lot of sense in my opinion. And it's not even the best move. And after this move, my opponent resigned because he's +6. It was blitzing off all the moves. It was really pissed off. I was really fucking angry because I lost the game yesterday, and I wanted to destroy this guy with, I mean, destroy on chess turns, you know. No, I don't have problems with this guy, and I'm nice. I'm not a bad person. So yeah, he's completely lost. This bishop sucks, but sucks. Like, is not going to play like ever. And yeah, that's it. So this is how I destroyed a 1500, because I was really angry. As I said, this was a really good game. I played with 90% of accuracy. I played some imprecision, 3 imprecision and 1 mistake, not blunder mistake. So that was good. And you see, I won this game because I knew pretty much all the planning in the position, and I calculated well when I had to calculate it well, except for e5, because I should have played it. Not really, but you know, I mean, I know that I have to get that. So this is the result after the first game on the second round. Now, this was the morning round. There was a afternoon round. And yeah, you are going to see this probably in, I don't know, maximum a week. So, hope you enjoyed the video and see you soon.